Good kill, good kill. Hey, good kill.
So, today we're doing something a little bit different. As you can see on radar here, the circles on the scope there, they indicate guys who shouldn't be shot, essentially. Normally they would indicate friendlies, but here they're trying to show us that those are two airliners, civilian airliners at 24,000 and 30,000 feet. Out there somewhere is a Russian Sukhoi 27. And there's not just two civilian airliners, there's many, many civilian airliners out there. It's just that those two look like they're about to almost fly on top of each other. Different altitudes, so they should be alright. But basically, we can't just be slinging AMRAAMs and R-77s all over the place. Because, you don't want those missiles to pitbull and go and hit an airliner. You got to be very careful with your launches. We are currently being locked by the Su-27. There he is. He's Angels 25, and he's about to fly right in between the formation of two airliners. He's about 10 miles, maybe like 7-8 miles behind him, so I'm going to hit him with a Fox 3 here. There we go. And I cannot lose lock on that Fox 3. I gotta maintain all the way. Or at least I gotta try to maintain as much as I can, because I just fired that right into what appears to be a cluster of 3 aircraft. The reason I don't want to lose lock is if I lose lock, I allow the AMRAAM to use its own radar, which it'll do in terminal phase anyway, but if I do it from way out here, it'll, the AMRAAM will pretty much pitbull on anything it sees in that direction. That could very well be an airliner. And that's why you don't see me defending super aggressively here. It looks like 2 of those airliners are about to cross right on top of each other right now. And the enemy Sukhoi is in there somewhere as well, pretty close. Alright, still maintaining the lock best I can. We're 34 miles away now. And I feel pretty safe from his R-77, but it looks like he's coming up right behind one of those airliners. Got him at 26 miles now. I can't shoot. He's way too close to that airliner, so I absolutely cannot shoot off an AMRAAM. What is going on? He's like hugging that thing. He lost lock? Well, I guess he broke lock. Look at him. He's like... is he in formation with that thing? Yeah, there he is. You can literally see him flying next to the airliner. What is going on here? I absolutely can't shoot. I don't really know what to do. Maybe that's the idea? It's designed to like confuse me. Maybe he thinks he can't win a BVR fight against an F-15, so he's gonna get close to this airliner, knowing I won't shoot. And then once I get close to him, he's gonna break off and, do a dogfight, which the flanker would excel in. Flanker is being very good in the dogfight. It's actually an interesting tactic. I'm Kind of curious. I want to see how this plays out. I'm sure that airliner is not happy to be looking off to his side and seeing a Sukhoi flying next to him. That's got to be concerning. Look at this. That airliner's not happy that the Sukhoi's there. He's like, he's flying like evasively and stuff. He's trying to shake him off. I still cannot shoot an AMRAAM. I know it looks like he's got decent separation, but the AMRAAM will come off the rail active, and it'll just pick the first thing it sees in front of it, and it'll go and hit that. And that could very well be the airliner. I wish I had sidewinders. I don't. But honestly, even if I did have sidewinders, I don't know if that would be good, because the sun is directly off to the left here. And he's so close to that airliner. That thing's got 4 engines. You know, I just wouldn't, and he's flying, look how close he is to it. Like, I wouldn't want to shoot a sidewinder into that. Got separation here, but I still don't feel, should I shoot? No, look, he's getting close to it again. Alright, let's drop tanks. Dropping tanks is like taking your shirt off before a fight. Let's give him a couple gun rounds, see if we can scare him off. We got to be super precise though. Look at him, he's kind of flying like up and down, up and down. He's trying to not give me a clean gunshot. Come on. Come on, there you go. Whoa. Let's see, oh, he broke off, there we go. Good, good, good. Alright, we got ourselves a good old-fashioned dogfight. Is this what he wanted? That's what he's got now. Like I said, I don't have any sidewinders, but AMRAAMs can do some crazy things. Almost hit him there with guns. So I'm actually gonna give him an AMRAAM at my earliest convenience here. I am currently in a dogfight with a flanker, which I do not want to be in, and he definitely has, you know, high off-bore sight Fox 2s. So he has a major advantage here if he can neutralize this fight. Fox 3, that's not gonna track, but I have another one for him right here. Fox 3 again. There we go. Ooh, that's tracking. Yes, Splash 1. Oh, man. Splash 1 flanker. That was an interesting tactic. Interesting tactic he employed there. Bet that Lufthansa flight's pretty happy he's gone. Alright, Splash 1 flanker. Alright guys, let's have a quick look at this TAC view. As you can see, multiple civilian aircraft flying around. They're all over the place. We got 2 of them flying right in, I don't know, through the AO, I guess you could call it. This is probably the Lufthansa flight right here. And this would be the Air France one, I believe. So what we got is CORSAIR in the Su-27 here. And we got me in the F-15 all the way over here. And we got a separation of about 72 miles between the 2 of us. And it looks like the fight's going to take place with these 2 guys crossing right in between everything. Now the one Lufthansa is at 31,000 feet, the other guy's at 25,000 feet, so no risk of collision here for them. But if you look back, right around 52 miles I fire. And I guess my... hold on, let's find out. When I fire the missile, his separation is 11 miles and 13 miles. So he's 11 miles from the closest civilian aircraft. And so that's kind of why I fired, because I could tell he was moving in this direction, right? Into, 2 other civilian aircraft. So I thought if I can get a missile out there quickly, I can at least drive him off of one. I can make him defend. I can get him away from these guys so that I can engage him. That was my idea, so I fired it. Honestly, once I fired it, I was like, man, I don't know, 11 miles. Because I could tell on my radar, I thought it was like 7 to 10 miles. I was like, that's kind of low. Like, by the time the AMRAAM gets over here, will he be like close to these guys and then it'll pitbull and hit one of the airliners? I don't know, right? So as soon as I fired it, I was like, maybe that wasn't a great idea. But he fires pretty much at the same time as well, shortly afterwards. And he actually fires his R-77 right through the 2 aircraft. He fires it right through the Air France and the Lufthansa. So these guys flying would just see this streak of something go in front. They'd be like, what is that? Is that a missile? And then I got my AMRAAM. It's obviously climbing because it has a tremendous range. It was like 52 miles or something. So you can see that AMRAAM is going to come in. His R-77 doesn't have the range. It doesn't loft itself, so it kind of doesn't get the range. But the AMRAAM here, and remember, I'm maintaining lock the entire time. And the idea here is, like, let's say the AMRAAM, this is the flight path. This is the target it wants to hit. Let's say, like, right here, it goes pitbull normally on its own. This is called the terminal phase. What would happen is it would go pitbull and it would look in front. It's got a little seeker in the tip of the missile, and it would look and see what's in front of it, and it would go and kill that. That's why they say don't fire into furballs with your friendlies in there, because the AMRAAM may pitbull onto a friendly and it'll kill him as well. So this is not a situation where you want to be letting go of the pitbull. You can force it pitbull by breaking lock. It wants to be pitbull here, but you can break the lock and you can force it pitbull from here, which I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe in real life that's called husky, but I don't know. I've heard other terms as well, but you can do that to it. But anyway, if I break the lock here, then the AMRAAM seeker turns on and it starts looking from here. You can see the probability of it finding something that I don't want it to hit is much higher than if I guided it to here and then it looked, right? And even then it would probably have a better idea that this is the one. Like, basically, you want to provide as much guidance as you can when you want the AMRAAM to hit a precision target in the middle of, a bunch of other stuff going on. So anyway, I'm maintaining lock this entire time. This is why you don't see me doing some intense defensive maneuvers. I don't want to break this lock. And you can see that AMRAAM is actually tracking pretty well. Look at that thing. Like, it kind of looks like it's going for the Lufthansa, but it's just pulling lead on the Sukhoi. Just doesn't have the energy though, and it's not going to make it, but it does fly right over their heads, which is pretty cool. That is interesting. Okay, fast forwarding here a little bit, and we have I'm basically on their 6 now at this point. We have the Lufthansa, and he's close to it. He's flying all around it, kind of dipping his nose and stuff, trying to not give me a clean gun kill. Absolutely cannot fire a missile here because, again, once you're this close, the AMRAAM will literally just come off the rail and then it'll immediately go active because it's so close. And at that point, it could very well hit one of these targets. And quite honestly, even if it comes correctly and it hits the Sukhoi, there's a high probability that the explosion or the, whatever comes off this aircraft could very well damage the airliner and whatever. So there's not much I can do here, quite honestly. I think guns is like the best option if you got to do what you got to do. And so that's why I give him a couple gun rounds here, which actually come really close. And he's like, whoa. He's like, oh no. And he breaks off and he starts actually dogfighting me, which I think was the strategy. It was to bring me in close in order to initiate a dogfight. So, which does put him at an advantage. At the end of the day, a BVR fight with an F-15 is no easy task. And this is an interesting way to force a dogfight. Luckily for me, I start this dogfight on his 6. He starts defensive. And this is why we've done a couple of those videos where you start defensive in a fight and you want to practice. Like, this would be a really good application of that, when a dogfight starts with the bandit on your 6. And so we take a couple of gunshots here, and I'm trying really hard not to end up in front of him. And he was actually doing a really good job there, but he inverts and just drops his nose way too much, opens up all kinds of angles for me on his way down. He should be pulling up here. Maybe he lost visual, I don't know. I'm sure this is a pretty chaotic environment for him. The first AMRAM comes off, and he flares. Just a probability that it could be a Fox 2, or another Fox 2 is coming as well. He doesn't, at the very least, he doesn't know my loadout, right? He has to really get a good look at my aircraft to see if I have sidewinders. This would indicate an RWR inside of his aircraft, but it's still, you know, good practice to drop flares in a dogfight like this. You can see he's chaffing as well. That's what these white boxes are. Yellow is flares. And so the second one I fire is when the AMRAM does that crazy stuff that AMRAMs can do sometimes. We've seen it in other videos. And it does hit him. Let's see how many G's that thing pulls. Is it a lot? No, it's not even that many G's. It's like 5-6 G's. Makes that turn and hits him. Bam. Splash 1 Sukhoi. Alright guys, that's going to be the video for today. Thank you for watching. Big thank you to CORSAIR for helping out with this video and presenting an interesting and challenging situation for me to solve. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.